Romans 13.
Live.
You ready? Shalom. First and foremost, want to give our praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Hashem, the wonders unto our elders and apostles of great millstone. And shalom to all the brothers and Modi pushing this word in sincerity and in truth, to all that believe in this gospel. Shalom. Brother Cam James, Jamaica, prophets of the Most High, coming out once again. Prophesy the end of this world, you know, and the return of our Lord Yahweh with the word, you know, they call Jesus Christ. That's coming back in some aircraft. We all know them as so-called UFOs, or East Life, we call them UAP now, you know, right, to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel and enslave these heathens and kill the wicked of our people. You know, that's the other Lord that Christians speak of but don't really understand. And about today, August 6, 2022, the people still believe that they are independent, you know, and coming down in a taxi, me and them say, yo, them are, what the nigga name on the opposition side again, Mark Golding, you know, say I work with the Prime Minister to seek sovereignty, never use the word sovereignty still, from the head of state, you know, which is the Queen.
And either way, them still wouldn't be independent.
Yeah.
Either way, you know, but go ahead.
Yeah, but to show you how stupid it is, you are seek freedom from a power, but saying that you're free. Contradiction. None of makes sense. You see me? But don't know, it's given say my people are foolish. So, anyways, foolish people, we are here bidding unto you wisdom. You know, if you can receive it. Can I start?
This is Romans 13, verse 11. And that now in the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
That's right. And salvation come with we being free. You know, all of our question get me Luke 1:68. Until this fulfilled, you know, we are still in captivity. We're still in slavery. That's how we desire salvation.
This is Luke 1 verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and had raised up.
Hey, and this is a prophecy. You know, I believe what Zacharias prophesied, right? Meaning things to come. I believe Zacharias was the father of John the Baptist.
And had raised up an horn of salvation.
Salvation. If we are independent and if we were emancipated in the definition that you think it is, why would you need salvation? Salvation from what? You see me again, contradiction. We'll continue.
Salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began,
What?
that we should be saved from our enemies.
That we should be saved from our enemies. Right? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68 tell you, we shall be sold unto our enemies for slave man and slave woman, and no man never buy it, mean redeem us. Right? Nobody. So, Sam Sharp, Nanny, Paul Bogle, Norman Man, the whole of the so-called Freedom of Jamaica, they didn't grant us freedom. Right? The Queen, or whosoever in the power back then, you know, never grant us freedom back in, I want to say 1962. Right? Or whenever you hear them say slavery was so-called abolished, that was a lie. Until this take place, this prophecy be fulfilled, we will still be in slavery. Right? Because we get what? Saved from our enemies. Hence we when 2028, we couldn't tell you do this and don't do that and do this or that to you. But we're slaves.
That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he sware to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us, that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear.
That's right, serve him without fear. Not fear, because right now people fear the so-called white man. That's how they come out. You know, and Esau coming out of the armor now. We see it. You know, like for example, right now the whole I'm gonna call it what it is, charade with Alex Skull and Bones, about him being in charge or sued, whatever word they want to use, $45 million. They're saying that the whole Sandy Hook thing was a hoax. It's all fuckery. You see me? Shalom. Right? We know them are planning to come use that now to build cases against us. Right? What do you know? They have the UN come out and declare war against so-called dangerous conspiracy theorists. I know that they are not one secret government trying to take over the world. Bullshit. You know, all plots and means to come against us. So we need to get delivered out of these people's hands, right, so we can serve the most out of fear. When if we go and get locked up, if we go and get fined, and all this bullshit. Right, you can instruct that. Can you please go Baruch?
Alright, so this is Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God.
That's right, so we are yet still in our captivity. You know, we weren't freed, we weren't emancipated in the term that you think. We weren't given independence. A common life shows that Jamaica is still independent.
And if independence was given, that still wouldn't be independent. Because what the word independent means, not dependent on. And freedom is another word for saying independent, right? And as a quote from one Indian warrior who fight against the British, he said freedom is not given, it is taken. Then if somebody give freedom, you can take it back. Then, but you have to take it. So if him try, if you know him not think about if you do that again, you understand what I say? So that's why Yahweh Shai, which is our Kingsman Redeemer, I take him and come take it. Him have him prize and him come take it. Him come set him people free by force. Because that's how it is done. I mean, we can't depend on the so-called white man to give you freedom. Then that's not freedom, man.
Right, and when they breed in the ancient world, right, even when we have Esau in a subjection, that Esau rebelled against the kingdom of Judah. In other words, he fight, you see me, and get out of our control. Because when they other say, oh Esau, you're now here by free.
That's the some point. I watch a movie, Barbarians, right? And pretty much, when the main character, I think his name Arminius, and they talk to the man who actually take him as hostage from my youth, because my youth them actually take him from the Germanic tribe, and say, oh, in order for them make the tribe them rise up, them take the sons and the leaders of the tribes, and carry them go to Rome as hostages. So the man that raised him said, look, if I go to Rome, they strip me of my identity. You see me, I say, oh, if I call myself a Roman, we couldn't keep true to my heritage, we couldn't keep true to my God, we couldn't keep true to nothing way of my own being. You see me, so really and truly I say, because we and you at peace, we are free. But really and truly we are not free, because if we were truly free, we could have not lived the life and follow the traditions of our own people. We don't live by the laws of my people. Right? But I say, oh, but we don't live to them laws to the extent where Rome want them to do it. And after them actually go to war and fight, they say, look here, if we never fight, we would get our freedom, because that's the only way we could have get it, because as far as you live it, our way of life is barbaric, because the Romans call them barbarians, you know, because of them culture and them way of life. So because you see my life as barbaric, it means that you now give me a chance to live how me feel to live. Right. You want me to turn to the Roman way. And I see something I need to our people, yo. We have, why is it that in this time period, if we see a homosexual, we can't put him to death? Why is it we can't, our laws of marriage, why it not apply now? You know, why certain things we are, now we come to the understanding, to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, so we are Israelites. Why is it that we can't, now that we have that belief, if we're that free, why we can't live to those customs as we wish? Because we're not free.
Yep.
Because if we were free, then would allow for set, even if we know in a stranger's land, would have been able to mobilize like in the time of the Medes and Persia with Cyrus, him gather the Israelites and him send them back to them land. Why we still in that captivity? Because guess what? We're not free, yo. Even the terms of them use, still not free. So we've been domesticated and given the right to walk up and down as long as we follow the ideals of the current system. That is not freedom, yo.
Maybe we can read just this last point. What them say? Who them say is one of the worst slave?
Yeah, a slave.
We think him free.
Yeah,
that's one of the worst slave.
You post it with the female, Harriet.
Yeah, Harriet Tubman.
She could have free 1,000 more. If they didn't know so you slavery. And that's how you saw the people, yo. Yeah. Trick them. Oh, you're no emancipate. Because we used to burn down plantation hard. You see me a lynch master. Now when I see one plantation get burned down, she set them free.
Yep.
Yesterday, I have a new job, and my boss said yesterday, like them talk about slavery, and my boss said, he's not busy with that, he never born in a slavery time. And a Baruch 8 instantly come to
well, one of the worst slave that. Really
this is Daniel 7 verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Yeah, because he mentioned that freedom is not given.
It is taken. And I true, you always share we will take it because him our kingsman redeemer. So him have to set we free first. Him have to redeem us, set us free. And then we go ahead and just take the kingdom, man.
Yeah? Maybe I'm just to speak, but I'm just reading real quick. This is 2 Ezra chapter 13, and I'm start at 40. It says, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Uzziah the king, whom Salmanasar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. Right, so while they're under the Assyrian captivity, they're going to follow them costumes, them statutes.
Yeah.
You have to take with themselves, run away slave. Right, because Salmanasar are giving them freedom. Right,
that's
so
right.
while you're under your captor, you can't do as you please.
Yeah.
So there's no freedom. So whereas you can't lynch a faggot, there's in a game big stone as the scripture say. A woman commit adultery, have to take for yourself and leave her alone. Well, when the scripture says something else, we can't do that. Alright, this is Baruch chapter 6 verse 1. Because of the sins which ye have committed before God, ye shall be led away captives into Babylon by Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Babylonians.
So look on it. We break the covenant of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The curse is poured upon us, reference Daniel 9 and 11. So therefore, the Lord always tell me, look, don't follow the ways of the heathen, don't follow the ways of the heathen. But now, it's funny said our own wickedness currently. Yeah. Now we, with the Lord, wake up out of our own, will. Now we wish we follow our own ways because we realize, look at the ways of the heathen really oppressive. But at the time, even though we did sin, we did still know our custom, we did still know our laws, we did still know our God. But you will continue to see what the Lord instruct the people to do. Go on. Just continue.
Verse 3 says, so when ye be come unto Babylon, ye shall remain there many years. And
so when you get sent to Babylon, carrying to Babylon, you are going to remain there many years. Many years. Yeah. Continue.
And for a long season, namely 7 generations. And after that, I will bring you away peaceably from thence.
So basically the Lord said, look, yeah, me I punish you, and I got another, I think the prophet, I think 70 years. 70 years. For that dispensation at time when the whole thing played out was 70 years. Yeah, that's almost a century, bro. So imagine that some of it 70 years knowing that you're an Israelite. And even what the advice we'll get read right now, can also apply to us now that are actually waking up to the truth. Continue.
It says, now shall ye see in Babylon gods of silver and of gold,
So when you go to Babylon, you're going to see gods of silver, you're going to see gods of gold. Continue.
and of wood, borne upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. Beware therefore that ye in no wise be like strangers, neither be ye afraid of them when ye see the multitude before them, and behind them worshiping them.
Exactly. So we're not supposed to be like that. Now that we've been waking up and we're in Babylon, right? We're not supposed to get called back to these gods. You know, we're supposed to say Jesus or Selassie or, you know, what the idolatry chant. You know, just as a few examples, you know, we're not supposed to get mixed up in another shit here, yo. Because at the end of the day, these are the reason why we end up in a situation now in the first place. You know, so that's why we always pray. Yeah, I mean, the brother Ahmad in the group earlier, you know, the Psalm 51 prayer. You know, for the Lord actually, you know, wash us and not take the spirit from us, yo. Because once you start delving on this side of things, you know, you're gone. A while ago, I come in a taxi, they say, not one app, they said the most, the religion that's gaining the most traction right now is witchcraft. It's the most growing religion in the world right now. Not one of the most, the most.
Yeah, because so-called Christian, well, Christian rebellion is a sin of witchcraft, so done.
But Christian,
Yeah,
them deal with witchcraft too. Even Christians delve in a witchcraft.
It's
So-called
like
Christian.
revivalists on
Poco.
them.
Yeah,
Pocomania. Yeah, man, when I look up the origins of Pocomania, we can go back to necromancy.
Yep.
That's why them always light a lot of candles, that's why them have them fruits and them do a lot of breaking of bottles and them very ritualistic, which nothing is wrong with a ritual because ritual can come in many forms. We as Israelites have rituals and things out towards the most side.
Well, rituals on the left hand side.
Yeah, but them are the rituals on the left hand side. You know? When I really look on the worship of Pocomania, it has so many levels. When I talk about garments, when I talk about, you know, them have a whole list of things. And really, a lot of people, out of every Christian church, if the first time I go to a Pocomania church, I tell you, say, yo, what level of fear I got to find, I just feel like spirits are up and down in that, yo. You feel it, man. Feel it.
Nine night. Sorry, can finish up. No, I'm saying 9 night is another example. Because even at 9 night, when you look up the definition of 9 night, it's basically a so-called African tradition with this worshipping of the dead or something like that.
No, I'm mocking at the dead.
Mocking of the dead.
That's why I have Dinky Mini and Brookings to show that even though a life has been taken, we still have the ability to reproduce.
And there's a lot of incident that took place at 9 night where spirits jump on people. I mean, spirits jump on people. Yeah, one incident where a person climbing up tree back way and all of them.
Yeah, man.
That's at my 9 night.
Place, come from a so-called Maroon place. I never go thankfully. You see me? When me about this dead yard I go to my place. You see me, man, basically, man a dance from back, you broke up back and I climb tree back when them thing they ready.
What the first thing with them do a grave digging? Them sprinkle blood and then sprinkle blood and rum and cut off the full neck. When they sacrifice and also when them do buildings, like if them go build an apartment or build a big building, the first thing with them do, I cut off a full neck, sprinkle blood and blow rum. And light candle. Them do that at the initial stage before them start any construction.
Yeah, and even the actress said to me, say, oh, most of them things that get done by women, but really and truly, and the Levites are the one that deal with spiritual matters, and they were the connection between, you know, us and the Most High. You know, the Most High said, take them apart, especially, but, you know, now, we know that, you know, everything's under the order of Melchizedek, so the order, you know, has changed in that regard. What?
This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
You think once you're colonized, then you can't be free.
Yeah.
And if you want to understand what colonize means, it means when you take on somebody else's customs and set aside your own. Because Israel are colonized the whole entire world. The scripture tells us, yo, you know, them are going to learn the laws and everything once we rule. And it's a natural order of things. You know, but then when they get conquered by a nation, that's what them do, them because of them tell us, look here, all of that, you know, stop that, this is how we do things, you know, and guess what? If you have pre-cultures, certain things offensive in a certain culture. Now your culture might be a blessing if you pick flowers. In our next culture, that might be either bad luck or some spirit or, you know, just an overall disrespect. You know, if you realize the Chinese, you have to take off your shoes at the door. You know, like literally take off your shoes and have certain different shoes. In Jamaica, some people you can't walk in their house with shoes, some people you can't walk in their house with shoes. You see me, so it's not a broad brush standard, but you know, so definitely if you go to China, when you come on to the shoes part, you have to take it off and put on whatever the thing is before you go in. So once you do that, you know, so once you have any order way you follow or any rules you follow, if it's not of your culture, then you're not free. One.
This is Ecclesiasticus 10 verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Exactly. So if you just for putting in layman terms, if you have a Jamaican rule a city, you're not going to see a whole heap of Jamaican influences. You're going to see a whole heap of dancehall, you're going to see a whole heap of this, you're going to see a whole heap of, because guess what? It's a Jamaican, so obviously my one, you're going to see jerk kicking start coming, you're going to see things surrounding so-called Jamaican culture are going to be prevalent in the society based on the type of leader.
And you ban certain things when you're so-called in Jamaica, like
right.
Growing up, you see me, a thing in Jamaica is to burn out on a Batman.
Right.
So you don't know say Batman I get big stone when him start over and things.
Right. And it does go for sure now, you know, Babylonian system, how we know that? Because them say everybody and everything are free. You know, as long as you know, infringe upon the rights of others, whatever the fuck that mean. Because at the end of the day, if you say a certain way that offend me or infringe upon my right, especially if you tell me it's a meaning to tolerate that.
What you really mean still is as long as you don't infringe upon the ideology of somebody wicked.
Right. I mean,
you can fuck over anybody righteous, you know.
Right.
You know, him is a bigot. You know, him racist or him whatever thing they want you to show you.
Right.
You see me? But anything bad, left it alone. Anything good, show it.
Right, but another thing with it's all confusing because simple things like age, you have age fluidity. Age just simply means the number of years you're on the fucking earth. That cannot be fluid. Is it there at 10 minutes, 10 days, 10 years, or 10 months? Is that time that is what can be measured?
Yeah, there's a point. Time
Cannot be changed.
Yeah,
the idea.
Yeah, the idea of how I feel. You know how much time I do something, I feel like I'm there for 5 minutes, so I check my watch a 1 hour gone. So somebody come and say, how long you there? All 5 minutes. Really?
Lie?
That don't make sense. You know, the construct is here, so it's all confusing. And that's how we know we know our Babylonian system. That's why most of the people, them confused. That's why some people say, yeah, gender fluidity alright. Some people say, oh, no, it's not alright. Some people say cool, some people say they're not business. And it going in all facets, yo.
You're good.
What?
Alright, so this is Isaiah chapter 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snare in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
Yeah, we're robbed and spoiled. The amount of things, we're heritage, identity, culture, all of that got robbed from us. And all we've been spoiled. Our people have been tricked into a way of life, thinking that being told that it's beneficial to them, when really and truly, they might get destroyed because everyone benefit, or every other nation benefit from the way of life, except them.
That's right.
You know, every other nation thrive and grow off of something as simple as music, right? You have these Edomite and Amalek people who are in the music industry, right? But them get Jake to promote one bad lifestyle. Then the Jake, they listen to that, Jake listen to them fellow Jake, that trickle, that ideology that trickle down in the community. All type of money start happening. And then not even the artist himself no benefit from it, but guess what? The record companies and the various entities within the industry. They make millions and billions of dollars off of the same content where even if Jake write it for himself and produce it for himself, him still not make not even a crumb off of where the other people might earn, you know?
Yeah, for example, the reason why we kind of it's a rap culture, or basically the crime and violence in songs came into being, or this prevalent, is because it keeps people incarcerated, which by default the man who own the prison and so forth, make money off of it. And ultimately he saw no said, once we're going off, you see me at the more say I basically neglect us, and him stink, he can stay in power because of that.
But not only that, but also the most important part about it, as I just said, is the dumbest done spiritually. It's said that you're in prison because if you're in a prison, we right with the Most High can get way out of that. So yeah, the money making aspect, but the key thing is to actually ensure that we stay as far away from our inheritance as possible. Because our way to our inheritance is righteousness through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem and Shai. You know, having the right mindset towards the Most High and His Son. But once you have, you know, you idolize this and you make it like glamorous and you reward bad behavior, then people are going to want to reward it. You know? That is just the long and short of it.
He says, they are for a prey and none deliver it.
Exactly. It's, if you analyze, I'm not about talk about rap. But fine, rap or even dancehall music. If you really analyze it, in a hard to tell, say, yo, it's a madness. And it's scaring good to people.
But even the artists them, so okay, even the artists them will make the madness, no say a madness. But Skilly Bang him say, if him fi sing a good tune, they now gonna sell. And these people want to hear. So I did him make him say no.
Exactly.
And him record label as well don't want the good tune. You see me? They want that type of music as we have said before. That is what they want to promote.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, our people come and pray because that's what that turn the minds of our people against each other, turn the minds of our people from the one side.
If I can add concerning the music, if you want, like, look upon the music, what I call it now, or control, and that is still slavery all over again. The so-called white man have a man in everything as it pertains to slavery. Zane? So even with for example, you look upon a lot of the old artists, or even look upon artists in general, how them get to own musicians through contract. Now a lot of these old-time artists, before contract becomes so serious, a lot of these old artists, you know, who own a lot of the music, overseas company, white people, see? Jamaican music. From the let me show you how serious it is. Bob Marley, him
UK first I did some UK record labels.
Yep. We do a video Saturday. We shoot the video for Camp Saturday. And when I upload the video, they check where they say you have to check it if something it get a red, you know, like a stop, like, you know, you can't put it up because of, for one reason. It's a taxi, not a taxi, it's a funeral home, one of them truck there, I play the music in the background, and Dennis Brown, Zane, and him say copyright, and they show you where the copyright owner come from, Germany, Zane. So from even that, it show you that a lot of these artists, man, them not own them music, them family not own it, Zane, a white people own it, the royalties, a lot of them don't get the royalty. Artists in general, where you sip on the TV, them not get where you think them a get. The life where them a live is not the life where you sip on TV. It's an image. But the people who make the money, because all of them are slaves, the people who make the real money are the companies, man. That is the right word. The record labels. They show you, when you do up so make the precept read, them show you how when the Jews actually take over the music industry, the so-called Jews, the so-called gutter rats, the so-called white man, Esau by nationality, they show you when I'm actually coming music and the whole dynamic of music change. When you watch Straight Outta Compton, who own them? Who actually, them show you say actually own them and responsible for them? It's a white man, you know, Jerry. Yeah. I am the owner. Zane and all of them work for him. You know, so in all aspects, man, our people are slaves, man.
Back in Isaiah 42 and verse 22, the latter part it says, they are for a prey, and none delivered, for a spoil, and none say restore.
Exactly. Hey, notice even like Jamaican music, you know, and not even music on a whole. Pastor Gabar even said, you know, even the whole violence in music wasn't one time, it wasn't so much of it being violence. It was just banter, it was just playful banter to say who have the body speech, but it wasn't anything serious. You know, and you have the level of banter there, and then outside of that, you have man like, you know, you listen to some old time, you listen to some Luciano and them type of man, when you listen to them songs that are things you could have connect with, you know, things that would have helped, you know, lift their spirits or get in a certain vibe. Right? Which would have actually okay with the certain mindset, you know, to a level, because you know them say them Selassie and them this and them that, but the overall message outside of the idolatry aspect are something you could have probably say even good. You know? But it's all messed up, and then again touch upon the way it's an image. That is why these artists, you know, are idols. Because them portray an image the people want to aspire to. You know, that's why when them listen to the song, them, you know, them song them would come like Bibles.
You can mention again. You mention
also get new song to show some scriptures or something.
Yeah, why our people used to sing about the struggles. Desmond Decker, one of the theme song was out. Get up in the morning, slaving for bread. Poor me Israelite. So he actually knew that he was in slavery. Saying, so why them? Eh? And he knew he was an Israelite. So why them used to sing about freedom? Why them used to sing about the struggle so much if they weren't actually in the struggle or in slavery? The scripture tell you in Psalm 137 when they ask to say sing us one of the songs of Zion. Why? Until now them are still that is a predicament we're in. Sing us one of the songs, but our people start sing you know, they sing about the struggle until them start sing about foolishness, man.
Because them start reward the bad things, so they start find a way to pull them towards it, you know?
Yep.
Because why Beres Hammond, why Buju Banton, why some of them man is so iconic? I know but just because I'm an artist, but a type of music.
Yep.
When them there are the type of music really, you know. And that give them iconic status, you know.
Yep.
You know, and the level of influence where you used to have on people. Then now we have to say, yo, like, no, when everybody has said it, it's a song where resonate.
Yeah, you know where them used to select, yeah? Them used to quote the Bible to a lot, even Garnic Silk.
Yep.
A whole heap of scriptures lead through the music.
Yep, and those songs were hit songs. If you notice any of the songs how people are chant the Psalms and, you know, sing about scriptures, those songs are hit songs. Garnic Silk does a music or do a song on Matthew 5 alone. Just the first couple verses in Matthew 5. And that song was a hit. And when you look upon even other music, like a music video, all them used to actually have all people sell women by the promoting of, you know, show them off in our music videos, man. That's just another way of actually selling our women. Still action black with it, man. Go on.
This is Isaiah 51, we started 19, started 20. It says, thy sons have fainted, they lie at the head of all the streets, as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy God. Therefore hear now this, though afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus said the Lord God, and thy power that pleaded the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury.
Yeah, we could talk about the cup of trembling because it's in our hand now. We are drink from it. The cup of trembling, you know, it's evident from our people, from the food. You know, people like the scraps, man. Zane, when I talk about the scrap, we talk about scraps. You know, the last time back in our some year, them send 20-year-old chicken back come to Jamaica. And then after them test it and realize a 20-year-old chicken, but they say, oh, it wasn't meant for Jamaica, it meant for 80. So, which it either way it wrong. Either way it wrong. I still our people and I still people, man. Zane, but it just show you, even to the very food we eat in the scraps off of the so-called master table, man. Zane?
Lazarus and the rich man.
Lazarus and the rich man, we eat in scraps.
And it's all a part of the captivity, because really actually, if the people did really free, they wouldn't sing them song, you know.
Yep.
Freedom, when you have freedom, your freedom is not about crime. Freedom is not about killing a neighbor, yo.
What them do?
Freedom is not about promiscuity, it's about prosperity.
Yep.
And it's not promiscuity and drunkenness, yo. It's about the prosperity different from debauchery, yo. Prosperity different than debauchery. No matter about whether it's drink and the gluttonous and sex and all them things. That is from a standpoint of debauchery, yo. That is not what freedom is about. Freedom is about balance. Freedom is about peace and growth and life.
He says, even the dregs of the cup of my fury, thou shalt no more drink it again. But I will put it in the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over.
And that is why we now celebrate emancipation, which even the word emancipation don't mean freedom. And this is why we now celebrate independence, yo. Because the cup not passing our enemy and all now.
Exactly.
Yeah, in the cup not passing, there's no reason when we here consider ourselves independent when we are not. Show me the temple of the Lord, yo.
Early.
Yeah, well,
That's nice.
well,
That's
I mean,
nice.
yeah,
That's
well,
nice.
this is a spiritual temple, but show me a place right now where we can go to sacrifice unto our God, yo. Show me that. Show me a place where people
Who did that then?
yeah, man.
Animal cruelty, which one I was sacrificed.
Yeah, you know, and that is it. You know, no one are there, we don't have land, we don't have actual land.
Yeah, but as I mentioned,
we don't have no inheritance to give to with kids.
there's nothing, eh?
We don't have no real money.
Yep.
You know, if we decide to look here today, one day we just feel like we sleep in our bed without no repercussions or fight. We're not there, yo, because guess what? Debt, bills, you know, the curses, yo.
Subject to pay, just keep us be subjected to payments. Yeah, and the tax, so you mentioned, I don't know if you did read the one you want in Matthew. Oh, it say you then are the children free.
Let's finish this.
Yeah, go on.
It says, that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and as the street to them that went over.
Yeah.
And Mr. Brother there speak earlier in regards to the record label who's owned by when they even like the football play them. Majority of them
Oh, and even talk about that.
a shake and who won them. Crackers.
Sell them and all about when they feel
Literally
like.
sell them.
One will left from England and end up in a Rome. And he probably passed 2-3 other clubs before he reach a Rome.
Yep.
You see me I say? Some clubs sell players to other club and the club no feel like say, yo, you know, use him for a season and then they feel him and then they sell him again. You know, but I still auction block. When you see them present them and them turn up in them jersey,
Yeah, because them
Auction
get
block.
sponsors.
This book can do X.
yeah, they show him talent.
Yeah, he stats,
See me?
he scored 6 goals last season.
Yep.
How much in assists, this and this.
Them
And guess
televised,
what?
them televised.
Even
Yep,
PH.
PH.
Yeah, because guess, remember one time when recently Mr. Ramiro say, yo, it's no longer a thing when there's a footballer over 30 anymore.
Yeah.
One time, once you reach a 29, 30 mark there, club's done with it, yo.
Yeah, man.
And there's few man like Messi, Ronaldo, Zlatan and some other people, them I say, yo, even though them up in the age, them still up there, you know?
Yep.
But, you know, it's at the same prospect, you know, how much, the club is like, how much years we can get out time.
Yep.
What them myself say about them, they used to say right now, yeah, right now, if a cheap slave, say, I'm going to give him for this, because really and truly, him have a year left at this, before him dead. You know, the life expectancy rate used to be a thing, yo. Look him up, him still have all them teeth them. You know, you can build him up, you know, put a little boy. That's why kids were so expensive.
Yep.
Because you must say this one 20 years old anymore. It's not.
And yeah, a lot of people look on these players and feel like, you know, they are the shit. But really, all of them men are we call it expendable. Then all of them look on even the great Messi. The great Messi.
Ronaldo.
But also decides say I don't want him guy left from my place. You see? Left my place. And him have to do it, man. Him ball I water, him no want left. But him have to leave, man. Because the club no longer want it. You're going up in age, you're burdened to the club, man. If you just leave. Yeah, it we're still in slavery,
And
man.
that's why
Go
the
on.
same thing, so like, because the same thing with these jobs here, them treated the same way.
Yep.
They're only as good, which is a natural state, but the way how it get done, you can tell say it's from an oppression standpoint. You know, yeah, you get paid for your services or whatever, but it's all in it's like there's a whip over your back here. It's like there's no breathing room here. Literally no breathing room here. Once you slip, it's over you. And guess what? You put in all of the work, I get the least reward here. Bro, let's show you some jobs when I'm in a sense. Minimum wage, what them say, $9,000 now?
Man, no, man.
Yeah, minimum wage at $9,000 as a cashier. You sit down on like a supermarket. And sit down 8 hours in a day. That's a cash things. Bro, $9,000 a week. Nah, that makes no sense. Tell her that.
You work there for 30 years and you can't afford a house.
Brother, that's a madness.
You get one house, you can afford the rent.
Hey, garbage man, yo. Without them man, they get no portion of money like that. And them man, the job what them man they do fight in society.
They don't get shit.
And them man, the job so vital to the society because guess what? If them don't do it, society can't function. But yet, them get paid the least. You know, it just got to show up on all levels. Say, yo, once you're on slave, the pastor benefit more than you. Hey, enough of them companies here, them can provide or pay reasonable amount to your services, yo.
But they want to maximize profit, so they
Exactly. So I think them call it what them call it, a crop sharing. I think that if I remember correctly, a crop sharing them call it where you basically get the most amount of something with the least amount of things. Effort.
So this is alright, so this is St. Matthew chapter 17 and verse 25. He said, yes, and when he was come into the house, Yahushua prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon, of whom do the kings of the earth take custom or tribute, of their own children or of strangers? Peter said unto him, of strangers. Yahushua said unto him, then are the children free?
Yeah, the kings are the children are the kings. You know them free. Hey, yesterday I take a taxi, yo. All man I drive. I'm gonna look at the man and I say, yo, at him age, if you do this, it should be a case where I do this because him want to and not because him need to. You know, based on, I don't know how old him is, but when I look at him, I can tell, say, yo, him up in an age. And I must say, yo, right now, from last month, I must say 20,000, I remember him say something about 40,000, one next time he say something about 20. I don't know which one of them, but in any case, he must say, that amount him pay last month, to the court come and say, yo, as soon as him bend a corner, a police had stopped him, you know, as agile as a young man with him reflexes and all of that. So as soon as him there, police stop him and wall him. $5,000 ticket, he must say, yo, imagine I get 3 seatbelt tickets in 1 week. And $15,000 like that.
7,500.
Oh, it raised now, so 7,500 I say, and that is around one person, yo. Last he said before the quarter done it was last year, this year, it was so much in million over $100 million, yo. The government make up for this road code and loan. So it's not that them promote it as it's about safety, but it's not about safety, it's about revenue, yo.
Exactly.
That's why every month end, it's like now, you have some police in some corner. Some police in some corner, and wait to get that $2,000. And so the 25th of the month come.
Who say they on highway, brother?
Yeah.
Highway, I hit you one corner when you come out, then go.
And I say, yeah, drive too fast.
And the thing is, if only they put as much effort into fighting crime, murderers, you know.
Nobody talk about the crime aspect, but it just go for sure. So it's all about payments, yo. Because at the end of the day, everything is about you paying tribute. What?
This is Haggai 1, verse 5. I said verse 5, it says, now therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways, ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink.
And no matter what status of life, you're there. You can't escape the curse.
That's why I plan to lead the way them all the way down to the common man. You know?
What I think a lot of times it coming at the media.
All that are some that is not by mistake.
I don't understand.
Some that you must pay just debt, so you can never cross and you know, see I can't lick it.
Oh, that kind of debt they are talking about. No man, everything's sanctioned by the Most High. But you want to put it that way. Everything's sanctioned by the Most High. But yeah, we're reason upon the basis of debt, like money.
Loan.
Debt, loan and them things.
Like when you owe money.
Like when you owe